Hey everyone, it's Keely here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for today's video where I'm going to make a pine tar soap that actually has swirls in it. Now, I've been interested in making a pine tar soap for a long time, and I often put it off because I was watching all these videos of people making pine tar soap and they honestly made it look so complicated, and then it would always accelerate and people barely got the time to put it in the mold. And I just thought, I really don't want those stresses. I'll keep making the soaps that I enjoy. Well, back in 2023 I decided I had to make a pine tar soap at least once in my soaping career, and I am so glad I did. I had a really good think about the oils that I was going to use, the technique that I was going to use as well, and I got everything set up and I was all prepared for that super fast accelerating soap. And I was so surprised that once I actually mixed my oils and lyes together, that my soap batter stayed really fluid. And I decided to push my luck and I split off a little bit of that soap batter, added some titanium dioxide, and then created an in the pot swirl. And I was still really surprised that I still had enough time to pour that soap into the mold and get a beautiful bar of soap. That bar of soap was made in 2023 and I did not record it, but it's been on my shelf and it's been super popular, and I've had people ask me to make more. So I decided that I'm going to make it permanent in my range, and today I'm going to take you along as I make my pine tar soap and show you that it is possible to make it and still get swirls in there. Now, if you are interested in that, over on Patreon this month I have shared my pine tar soap recipe plus the steps I took to make sure that I got it nice and fluid. If you watch the video carefully, you should be able to work out what I've done, but if not, I do write it down in the instructions what I found the trick to actually be to getting that nice fluid soap. Now, it's available on both tiers on Patreon, and it's available at any time that you join because all of my soap recipes stay available for all time. Now, with all of that being said, I'm going to start this video by showing you measuring out the oils, and then we'll get on to making the soap. Let's go and make my fluid pine tar soap that's got swirls. Okay, so we've got our oil and our lye water all ready to go, and it's just like making any other soap. We're going to pour our lye water into our oils, mix it up, and then unlike so many other people that do make pine tar soap, I am going to split mine up for a little bit of colour. So let's get this mixed. Because pine tar soap can move pretty quickly, when I'm mixing it, I'm literally just using a stick blender until we get that sort of uniform colour come up to the top, and then I do a lot more stirring with it just to make sure I've got that plenty of working time. So I've just split off a bit for some colour, and all I'm going to do, because you can't really colour too much when it's already brown, is I'm just going to make it lighter with a bit of titanium dioxide, which is being dispersed in some water. I am also at this stage going to put my fragrance oil in here as well. Hopefully it behaves itself, because I did make a little bit of a change to the last time I did this. So all I'm going to do is I'll mix this one up first. looks like a really nice latte, that does. We are now at a sort of thin to medium trace there. Scrape down the sides to make sure that it's all incorporated in there. It's still at a nice consistency. Let's also stir this because I can see I've got a bit of a dark ring. It's starting to move a little bit quicker now. So we're just going to do an in the pot swirl and straight into the mold. No more messing around with it. I just like to test the limits just a little bit. All right, so let's pour that into there. Scrape this out because I'm not going to mess around with it too much more. Okay, so I've just grabbed the mold here and I'm just going to pour this straight on in. Now, even though my swirl at the moment is still quite bright, it will darken up a little bit, which is what I found with the first lot I did, but it still gives that little bit of extra interest to a soap bar. As much as plain soap bars are probably more practical for a lot of people, I still like to have just a little bit of a design in my soap bars. Just makes them that little bit more fun. And I do actually also find that the soap bars that have that little bit of extra design in them do sell that little bit better. Let me get my container all scraped out. Let's give it a knock down. And then because I have got just that little bit of colour coming up the top, I am going to use my stainless steel chopstick and just try and drag through a little bit of a swirl because, as I said, I do like that little bit of design on my soaps. And because this soap has thickened up just that little bit, the nice thing when you do designs like this on the top, not only do you get the swirl of the colour, but you do get that texture from off the chopstick as well, which I don't know, I just really like that look. Let's give that a bit of a clean up on the side, and there it is. Very simple. Gonna leave this set up overnight. We'll be back in just a moment and we'll cut it open. All right, it is the next day. We are ready to cut into our pine tar soap. So let's get it out of the mold. Pop it to one side. Now this has a really unique smell, that pine tar. I actually really like it. It's got this really smoky sort of smell to it, and a lot of other people have really liked it as well, but for some people they just will not like the smell. I have put some tea tree essential oil in here, which really helps to complement that sort of smoky smell, and it is smelling so good. And look at the swirl. Let me bring this around here. Look at the swirl that is on there. Let me get the cutter and we'll cut it open. Alright, so I've got my tray to pop my soaps on just to make it a bit easier. Let's open either up and we'll grab our soap, and into the cutter it goes. Let's get it all lined up. We'll get two nice end pieces out of this that I'll be able to send off in orders. Or the other thing I've now been doing is I am starting to sell my soap ends as a little bundle on the website, so you can try a few different soaps. So we've got that cut through. Ooh, that's we've got a big blob in that one, but loving those swirls. Look how swirly that big blob is. The other side has got a much nicer swirl. Absolutely love how it's come up. I see so many people saying that there's no point doing swirls in your pine tar soap, that it moves too quick and all that sort of stuff. But if you just work really well with it, you can definitely get these swirls in there. Now it will darken up a little bit as it sits on the cure rack, so it will become a darker swirl as opposed to that really bright sort of creamy color that we've got. But there will still be that little bit of pattern through the soap. I am super pleased. It smells absolutely amazing. Look how wiggly those swirls are in there. It looks so good. Super pleased with it. Very happy with the scent. I actually did change my essential oil blend in this one to add in that tea tree in there, just because of all the sort of properties that all the different things are meant to have. Of course, I can't claim anything about my soap. It just cleans you. But at the end of the day, we can also pick ingredients that we know have proven benefits to include in soap. We just can't promote that the soap is going to do that. But I just figured that pine tar and tea tree oil were going to go well together with all of their properties. So there it is, that is my pine tar soap. As I said, the recipe is available over on my Patreon page for anyone who is interested. It's not in the shop to purchase, it is only available to paying members. So I hope you've enjoyed coming along as I made my pine tar soap and show that it is possible to get swirls in this. If you did, why not leave a thumbs up and any comments down below. And until the next video comes out, I hope you have a good one and I will see you then. Bye.